Hi, hello everyone. Today is Tuesday, May 19th. Greetings to all of our town meeting members and to those who may have been recently elected on today, May 19th. I hope you are all well and have remained healthy and safe during the COVID-19 crisis. My name is Ed Kazanovich. I'm the Chief Financial Officer and Assistant Town Manager. This tape presentation is intended to hopefully minimize our gathering time for the upcoming annual town meeting scheduled on the evening of June 2nd, 2020, in an effort to keep everyone healthy given the circumstances that we are all facing during this pandemic. My presentation is geared on highlighting the revenue and expenditure components outlined under Article 3 of the annual town meeting warrant. I want to underscore that there is much uncertainty regarding state aid and local revenue estimates that will require modifications to this budget that has been recommended to you. Given that, we have already begun to address a scaled-back budget and are anxiously awaiting some budgetary guidance from the governor and our state legislative bodies. Once received, we will expeditiously revisit the FY2021 budget and prepare for a special town meeting to make amendments and modifications to our existing recommendation before you this evening. I look forward to seeing you all on June 2nd, and in the meantime, please remain healthy and safe. I will now commence an overview of the FY21 operating budget as outlined under Article 3. As you can see in this slide, we are presenting to you tonight a total budget of $71,930,096.02. There are equal revenue and expenditure recommendations that balance out this budget. On the revenue and expense side of the budget, our local receipts, as recommended, is up 3.70%. Our cherry sheet state aid, although using the governor's numbers, is up 3.56% or $509,390. Tax levy revenue is up 2.79% or $1.141 million, with our debt exclusion raised outside of the levy limit, an increase of 0.15% or roughly $4,200. Our total revenue over the current fiscal year is up $1,013,196.70. That's an increase of 1.43%. And our appropriations are up $955,673.12 or 1.35%. As we look at the revenue side of the budget, specifically tax levy, we are raising $42,069,890. The real estate utilization in this budget taxes an additional $691,899, or roughly 59% of Prop 2.5. It uses $450,000 of estimated new growth, and certainly there are some concerns about what disruption may occur in our new growth aspect of the budget as it relates to COVID-19. Although the new growth average over the 5-year period is $786,221. This budget, once again, based upon the financial policies, utilizes 1/10 of the allowable 2.5 for the capital side of the budget, which is about $117,192. And this budget raises an additional $2,881,985 outside of the levy limit for the costs associated with the construction of the Auburn Middle School and the Auburn High School. As you can see on this graph, our 5-year growth history averages $786,221, and once again, we're using a conservative amount of $450,000. To close out the tax levy portion of our estimates, we're taxing at 86.74% of what we're allowed to tax, leaving excess levy estimated at $6.428 million, or an unused portion of 13.26%. Here is a graph on our tax levy utilization since 2011. For the current fiscal year, we're taxing at a rate of 1.17, and I'll get into what the estimates are for the projected FY 2021. As you can see, on the right is a buildup of excess levy over that 10-year history, translating to a total savings to our tax base of roughly $504,000. So as you can see, we haven't been taxing to 2.5. We haven't taxed to 2.5 over the 10-year period for 1 year. Moving on to another revenue source, our cherry sheet state aid. Under the governor's proposed estimates, we would realize a revenue of $14,816,724. I can tell you right now, this most likely will not hold, given the economic downturn and disruption as a result of the pandemic. We are currently awaiting some revised cherry sheet numbers from the governor's office that may not be realized until the end of June or the beginning of July. But using the governor's initial recommendation, it would be a total increase over the current fiscal year of $509,390. That recognizes a 2.8% increase in unrestricted local aid, or an increase of $50,920. It increases our Chapter 70, totaling $356,096. And the other legislative bodies, House Ways and Means, as well as the Senate estimates, have not been released and won't be released for a while. Under the cherry sheet assessments, also using the governor's original estimates, the assessments increase, so it would be an increase in expenditures of $28,346. We're also expecting a change in these estimates as well, as a result of what we've gone through the last couple of months. And once again, the House budget and Senate numbers won't be known for a while. Moving on to our third revenue source, available funds. We are recommending a revenue source of $1,868,547. This uses $1.242 million of ambulance receipts. $942,000 of that is used as an offset to the fire department budget, with an additional $300,000 offset to a outright purchase of a new ambulance in our CIP program. SOAR retained earnings is being used in the amount of $200,000, as well as cable access retained earnings of $102,380 as a 100% offset to capital improvement recommendations under Article 4. As well, we're using Packagug golf retained earnings to be used as an offset under Article 4 for capital enhancements up at the golf course. And we are using as a DE1 as an offset to our debt and interest payment for the Auburn High and Auburn Middle School, $78,303. Moving on to our local receipt estimates. We are currently estimating or recommending $10,292,950. I can tell you that this is one area that we're most certainly going to have to look at. We are anticipating a revenue loss in several areas of our local receipts, primarily in hotel motel tax. Our hotels have been closed for a period of 2 months. That's going to result in a revenue loss. Our restaurants have been closed, which is going to lead to a revenue loss in our meals tax. I believe that motor vehicle sales have declined over this period of time, thus resulting in an expected revenue loss from motor vehicle excise. Despite that, we are recognizing an increase over current fiscal year of $366,902. We will make some adjustments once those become known, more towards the end of June when we recognize our actuals for the entire fiscal year. Our store enterprise revenue is up roughly $142,000. There will be a proposed trash fee increase to cover our FY2021 cost. We just awarded about to award a new contract as a result of one expiring on June 30th. As a result of that bid and that contract, we do recognize that we will be assuming some new costs in the recycling side of that program that previously was not passed on to the municipality. Other local receipts are level funded based upon current values that are approved by the Department of Revenue for the FY 2020 budget. And once again, we'll update these projections once the actuals are known as of June 30th. When looking at our total revenue sources and how that breaks down, our tax levy makes up approximately 58.49% of the total revenue source. Our cherry sheet state aid, although using the governor's numbers that will be changing in the coming weeks, that total revenue source makes up about 20.60% of total revenue. Local receipts, 14.31. Available funds, 2.60. And our debt exclusion amount, 4.01. Total revenue of $71,930,096. Once again, that revenue amount, $71,930,096.02, is up $1,013,196.70 over current fiscal year. That's a 1.43% increase. On the appropriation side of the recommendation, we have an equal amount to that of revenue. This can be seen in, these recommendations can be seen in your town meeting warrant booklet, and they will be read by the moderator the night of June 2nd. Once again, these are total appropriations, including enterprise funds, as well as any outside articles that may be recommended in this budget tonight. When we're looking at the expenditures, I can tell you that all of our wage obligations have been accounted for in this budget. It increases our group health by 5.3% over current fiscal year. It's a $400,000 increase. It increases our Worcester Regional Retirement Assessment by about $327,669. That's a 10.1% increase. It also takes advantage of a prepayment, an early payment made on July 1 that results in a savings of $66,420. I can tell you that PERAC, as well as the Department of Local Services, has indicated to us that there's an appetite, and it may have already been passed, that allows for a deferment of that payment until January 1 of 2021. That still allows us to take advantage of that discount of $66,420. That would allow us to, from a cash flow perspective, allow us to manage our funds in time to get, hopefully, in time to rebound from this economic disruption. It increases our Medicare obligation of 1.45% on the employer proportion or match of wages to our employees. It meets all of our debt and interest obligations, whether it be short-term or long-term. This budget does assume for a anticipated borrowing in September and provides for a 6-month interest payment after that scheduled borrowing. The budget does provide for a payment for our long-term debt and interest costs outside of the levy limit of $2,881,985. Once again, I just want to underscore the fact that we are going to retire our high school debt in year 2024. And this budget provides for a level assessment for two outside district placements or students at Norfolk Agricultural School. It increases Bay Path by $86,152. It's an 8% increase. Our student enrollment increased by 4 over the current fiscal year. Once again, this assessment may change as a result of the recommendations that are coming to us from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and will be likely revisited when we revisit the other operating budgets. This budget adequately funds our fuel accounts. These estimates were based on a per gallon price of $2.25. I can tell you that price has been reduced since we made this recommendation to a current value of about $1.95 per gallon. Prices are creeping up again. This is one area that we'll keep an eye on and may require an adjustment, a future adjustment as well. This budget level funds OPEB, although there is some consideration on deferring that until the fall town meeting, and there is no current request or appropriation for our stabilization account. This budget uses the cherry sheet and charges estimates as originally proposed by the governor. This will have to be revisited as well. This budget applies all of the policies that were adopted by the Finance Committee and Board of Selectmen, financial policies. And the budget includes under Article 4, total capital of $2.625 million. It relies on a borrowing of $720,000 for the FY2021 capital 5-year program. Once again, here's a summary under Article 4 and all of the funding sources that total $2,625,596. When we look at our expenditures on a pie chart and the allocation of these funds of $71,930,096, this is also in your budget book. I'll just highlight some of the larger ones. Education. Total appropriation of $28,901,685 represents approximately 40.18% of the total expense, not including indirect costs that are charged to the school department as well. Our employee benefits make up 16.99%. Our public safety, which includes fire and police, makes up 11.37%. Followed by Public Works at 8.18%, and some smaller amounts as you examine the pie chart in your booklet. So on the appropriation side, equaling revenue, we have $71,930,096.02. It's up $955,673.12, or an increase of 1.35% over current fiscal year. As we look at our total appropriations in revenues, it is a balanced budget. This budget does not tax to the full extent of 2.5. The underutilized portion of 2.5 makes up a balance of $480,029.09. So I'm happy to report to you that we do have a balanced budget. Certainly want to reiterate the fact that we're going to have to revisit these budgets sooner than later. I think there would be an expectation that we hold a special town meeting sometime between our annual town meeting and the fall town meeting. So the impacts, whatever impacts that we may realize as a result of revenue loss, is significantly reduced by taking early action. That being said, that concludes my presentation to you, town meeting members. I just want to let you know that I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have between now and June 2nd. Feel free to either email me at ekazanovich@town.auburn.ma.us, or you can call on our direct line at area code 508-832-7721. That concludes my presentation to you. I hope you're all healthy and safe, and look forward to seeing you all on June 2nd. Take care.